Hello YouTube, Chrono16 here. Today's date November 8th, 2011. And this earthquake update today, this will just be a real short one. There really is nothing new to report. We know that there was a 4.7 earthquake again in Oklahoma last night. And I've been getting a lot of letters and a lot of emails, excuse me, where people asking me questions. Uh, the only thing I can answer is the people were asking me how did I make those predictions in the last earthquake update that I made back on the 30th of October, and that video is still archived here on this channel. You can go back and look at that. In that video, I made a lot of predictions, and the predictions were saying that there are going to be increased earthquake activity here in this region and down in this region, and particularly around Australia and Africa. I had predicted, and up in this area too, I had predicted there would be some increased earthquake activity going on there, and it was even around Africa, which is not showing up on this map. Let's see if we can take it back to the latest age. No, it's not showing up here. But the earthquake, a lot of the predictions I made in that particular video did come true. Go back and look at it as a reference if you wish. And really, the only thing I can say is it'll just be me repeating myself is that the earthquake activity will continue to pick up. And the predictions that I have for this particular video would be pretty much redundant, basically repeating myself. There will be still yet in more increased activity here in this part of South America, and particularly around Australia. It would not surprise me if we get a major earthquake somewhere around Australia and New Zealand within the next week or so. It would definitely be possible. And the reason why I'm able to make these predictions is there's a lot of heating going on under the Earth's surface there. And on particular satellite maps that you look at, you can see the heating under the surface. And there's a lot of heating associated with all these earthquakes you see here on the screen. And as you can see, these are a lot of earthquakes, guys. And the earthquake activity has picked up tremendously, and it's going to continue to pick up because on the maps that I've just mentioned, there's still heating going on. There's a lot of heating going on in this area here, and a lot of heating all around Australia and New Zealand, and all up through this area. There's a lot of heating going on, and I again would not be surprised if there would be a major earthquake within the next couple of weeks. I'll say there in that area, and even up here around Africa, up in this region here, and over in this region here, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot of more intense earthquake activities starting up in this area here within the next 7 days there. And also down in this area here, this part of Africa, in this region here, there's a lot of heating going on, so you're going to probably more than likely see more earthquakes picking up down in this region. But again, just all the earthquake areas you see here on this particular program, Earthquake 3D, is just what you're going to see. There's going to be continued earthquakes in all these areas. I would not be surprised within the next week or so if we had a major earthquake. We almost had a major earthquake around Japan last night, which was a 6.9. It wasn't a huge earthquake, and it didn't hurt anyone because it was out in the middle of nowhere, 6.9 northeast of Taiwan. There was a tsunami warning that was posted. That's standard routine procedures that they have to follow. Nobody was hurt from it. It was out in the middle of nowhere, basically, guys, as you can see here on map. And there was really no one hurt at all from this particular earthquake. So there really was no reason to make a video about it or anything last night. But the activity is just going to continue, and the earthquakes are going to increase in different areas. Now let's talk about real quick the Oklahoma earthquakes. The Oklahoma earthquakes are not showing up on these maps that I tell you that are heating. There's heating going on under the surface. There's nothing showing up in this region whatsoever of Oklahoma on maps, on the heat maps at all. There's nothing showing up. So that's why in the last video I didn't predict anything about this area, because there's no heating going on up here at all. There's a lot of heating going on down here in the Gulf right now as I speak. There's a lot of heating going on down here, but there's nothing showing up on the map for Oklahoma. So it's very strange, but all it is some plate movement going on in this area that's causing these earthquakes. I will say this: I've been getting a lot of emails about me saying that the sun activity has a lot to do with earthquakes on Earth. It does, people. All I'm going to say is do the research. I've posted links to get a lot of you started on the research about solar activity affecting weather and earthquake activity on Earth. It does affect it. It's a fact. The research is out there, guys. I've posted a link on different videos on this particular channel. All I can tell you is to do the research like I have. You'll see that the solar activity does have a lot to do with earthquakes here on Earth and the weather patterns, which are very strange right now. We're going to be talking about that in another video. So do the research. I can't do it for you guys. I've done it for myself. I know it's true. Check it out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. It's a lot of good, useful information here. Thanks for watching.